What's up, everybody? Brandon and Laura here. Today we are going to do something different. I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while because it's affected me. It's a video about plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis is a condition in the foot where your plantar fascia, muscle, tendon, whatever, gets inflamed, and every step you take is just brutal. So a little backstory, and this video is going to tell how I fixed mine, completely cured it. A little bit of backstory, I'm 6 foot tall, have been around 180 to 185 pounds for a huge majority of my adult life. First developed plantar fasciitis back in 2016, right around August of 2016. That was right around the same time I was being less physical at my old job, and it started in my left heel. And we went out of town one time, and it was I went to my podiatrist, and my podiatrist said, "Yeah, you have plantar fasciitis in your heel." And I asked her what it was. She explained to me the plantar fascia is inflamed, and so I tried prednisone, which is a steroid, and took it, and it helped for a week or two, but a week or two later, it was back. So I bought some new shoes, shoes with memory foam in it. I just thought it was like anything else, maybe it'll go away after some time, I don't know, just an inflamed whatever, but it didn't go away. So I went back to my podiatrist later in the year, and I got my first cortisone shot and another round of prednisone. The cortisone shot, and every cortisone shot I've ever got has lasted a day or two max. But so 2016 went on, 2017 went on, and early 2018 I developed it in my right foot. So now I had plantar fasciitis in both my heels, and it was really, really starting to bother me. Whenever we do something, or because we like to go out and walk a lot, we like to go walk downtown along the Ohio River, during the weekends and everything. But it was just really starting to affect me. I mean, both my feet were just killing me all the time, and it just got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. And the one thing I didn't really realize is, I was starting to, all my life I've liked sweets and everything, and it's a miracle that I maintained my weight. But, right around 2018, I started putting on a little extra weight. I didn't think it was anything that was a big deal. And 2019 rolls around, 2020 rolls around, and by this time, I mean, both my feet they're not getting it better whatsoever. I've been to my podiatrist, several rounds of prednisone, several cortisone shots. I paid, a couple $100 for custom orthotics, and those did absolutely nothing for me. I tried every insole that I could possibly think of. The one that worked best was a $8.99 pair that I found at Walgreens. But still, I mean, I was buying new shoes every 6 months because I didn't know what else to do. And it's just brutal. Anybody who has had plantar fasciitis knows. I mean, it's brutal. It's like somebody took a 1,000-degree railroad spike and just stuck it right in your heel, and it's there permanently. I mean, it's torture. So I tried everything, my podiatrist gave me a couple pages with every stretch and exercise imaginable. And I tried them all, my heel up against, my foot up against the wall with my heel touching the floor and just leaning into it and just really stretching it. Stretching, like standing at the edge of a step and stretching, laying down and putting a towel around my feet and pulling back, trying to stretch that plantar fascia. But nothing was giving me any relief whatsoever. And, the frozen water bottle trick. You freeze a bottle of water and then you put it on the floor and just roll your foot and your heel back and forth on it. I mean, just nothing worked whatsoever. So in 2023, you know, I had a little belly on me, and by 2023, I mean, I was just in so much agony and pain, and I always thought that weight gain was just a part of life. You know, my dad was always a bigger guy. You know, I wasn't for the majority of my life, but he was, so I just figured, you know, maybe this is just part of life anyway. So come, you know, June, right around June, or was it July last year, we went back to the podiatrist, and I told her, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I'm going to go get the surgery. I have to get the surgery. I don't know what else to do. I mean, it was severely affecting what I could do physically, and mentally it was just taxing, just being in pain all the time. You know, my feet just all the time, and just hurting so bad. And so she went over to the podiatrist with me, and once again, cortisone injection in each heel, another round of prednisone. And she's like, we could start the procedure, you know, let's get the ball rolling on the surgery. You know, we go in, and by this time I had developed a decent sized bone spur on each heel. And she's like, you know, we can go in, you know, release the plantar fascia, because when you have plantar fasciitis, your heels, they just feel so tight all the time. I mean, just so tight. And from my understanding, they release it, and you know, so I'm like, great, let's get the ball rolling. And my podiatrist said, you know, we have to make sure it's not I believe your sciatic nerve that's causing it. You know, they have to rule out all possibilities. Okay, so she was going to send me to this place, and gave me paperwork where I had to call and get a MRI, CAT scan, whatever on my back just to rule it out. And as I was getting ready to leave the podiatrist, she's like, I know what it's like. I had it too. And I'm like, well, what did you do to get rid of it? And she said, well, I developed mine. And my podiatrist was a really short woman, you know, looked pretty light. And she said, you know, I got rid of mine after I gave birth to twins, you know, and I lost the weight. And it was like, immediately, I looked at her and I said, that's it. I'm going to eliminate all sugar from my diet, minus a small glass of pop at dinner. I wasn't going to completely cheat myself, you know, getting a little sugar, you know, just mentally. But, you know, no more snacking, no more anything. And I actually went out and bought just packs and packs of Wrigley's Double Mint gum. And so, I mean, that day, went home, ate dinner, started chewing gum to get that, you know, something sweet. And I thought of, you know what, like, after dinner, I'm always craving something, you know, to snack on or whatever. So I came up with the idea, right after dinner, I'm going to chug a full bottle of water to really fill my stomach up, so I'll really feel full. So I started doing that, you know, full bottle immediately after dinner every night. Maybe 10 minutes tops after dinner, I drink that full bottle of water. And so by August, you know, it took about a week or so, but by August last year, I noticed I was getting a little bit lighter on the scale. And I figured, you know, by trying this, you know, the podiatrist said losing weight for her, got rid of hers. I figured, you know, mine's it feels so bad. The most I have to lose by trying is weight. Maybe if it doesn't fix it, then at least I'll be lighter, and maybe it'll hurt less. So I kept on trying it. Now September 2023 rolls around. I step on the scale and I'm down to 187. This is all just from eliminating sugar out of my diet. And we went walking downtown, and I told her, I was like, you know what? And this is about 3 or 4 days after I hit my 180s. And I told her, I said, I'm starting to notice that every day, like, On a 1 to 10, I feel like my pain was a 10 out of 10. I mean, it was that bad. Like I said, it was messing with me physically. It was starting to mess with me mentally. It was starting to I was starting to get depressed. Like, am I going to live the rest of my life with this plantar fasciitis? But I told her, I was like, I woke up yesterday and it wasn't a 10 out of 10. It was a 9 out of 10. Today, it feels a tiny bit better, like an 8 out of 10. The day after that, it was a 7 out of 10. The day after that, it was still like a 7, but then it dropped down to a 6, and then maybe a 6 another day, then a 5, and it was like that for 2 weeks straight. And I kept the no sugar diet up, full bottle of water after dinner, and it only took about 2 weeks, and all of a sudden it was gone. I mean, like a miracle, my plantar fasciitis was gone. And I'm like, okay, I still better wear my insoles just in case. But, time progressed, and I thought about going back to the podiatrist and just to see what she thought, but I didn't, because it was like my feet just don't hurt anymore. And, by December, I'm right around 179 pounds, and I just kept it up. And this entire year, no pain in my feet whatsoever, even with a bone spur on each one of my heels. I now weigh 175 pounds, which I think is pretty decent for being 6 foot tall. I feel great. I feel better now than I have in 8 years. Me and her actually went down, and you should check out our video that we put up a couple months ago of bears we saw a bunch of bears down in the Smoky Mountains, but we were able to actually go down there and do a lot of hiking for the first time in almost a decade without me needing to take any prednisone with me. I find that I'm sleeping less, I'm assuming because I'm lighter, so I don't have as much body mass that needs to recover. I can get out of bed much, much easier, especially with that first step with having plantar fasciitis. Anybody who has it knows those first couple steps in the morning are just brutal. But I can get right up, no pain on my first steps. I can get by on less sleep. I have literally not done anything different than clean up my diet. There's an old saying that says abs are made in the kitchen. I haven't, we use exercise bands and plank. We have not increased or decreased our exercise whatsoever. Me and her have both. That's all we did was clean up our diet. And, we're both at very, very healthy weights now. She's at a very healthy weight. I'm at a very healthy weight. But yeah, that's it. To anybody with plantar fasciitis out there, that's how I fixed it. I cleaned up my diet. My mom always used to tell me that sugar is one of the biggest inflammatories out there. I 1,000,000% believe it. I am also absolutely 1,000,000% convinced that my weight gain caused my plantar fasciitis. Nothing cured it until I lost weight. And I am 1,000,000% convinced, no matter what anybody tells me, in my personal opinion, that I cured mine by losing that extra weight. I mean, like I said, I've tried it all. The custom orthotics, every type of insole out there, every stretch exercise imaginable out there, cortisone shots, prednisone, frozen water bottle, nothing absolutely worked. And here I am, less than a year later, at my worst point, completely pain-free. A lot of people think it's very difficult to lose weight, and maybe it is for some people, depending on, their circumstance or any type of physical conditions that they have. For me, I don't have any physical conditions. So was it hard cutting sugar out? I mean, I love sugar, of course, but gum has worked really well for me. Was it much, much, much harder living with all that extra weight and living with the torture of plantar fasciitis every waking moment of my life? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, some people say, oh, you can lose weight, but you can get distracted and put it back on. My diet's as clean as it has ever been, and having had plantar fasciitis, I will never, ever get back to that point. It was just too brutal. You know, I enjoy my feet not hurting way too much, but you know, I don't know if any podiatrists see this. If they do, let me know what you think. But anyway, we really appreciate you guys watching. I hope this video finds somebody and finds them well. But anyway, please like, subscribe, share, check out all our other videos, and we will see you on the next one.